What's up? Tuesday morning. If you don't, then you won't, right? If you don't, then you can't. If you don't, then you won't have to. If you don't start, you won't ever finish. If you don't start, you won't ever fall down, then you don't have to get back up, right? If you don't start, then you won't have to quit. You can keep doing exactly what you're doing. It's probably not what you want to be doing, because if you were doing exactly what you wanted to be doing right now, it wouldn't be watching social media. Think about that. You've changed. You didn't start your life, wanting to watch social media. Really, we did. I don't know how old you are. As a kid, we would wake up in the morning, the first thing you'd want to do is watch cartoons. You weren't allowed to watch cartoons. It was something that was limited to you. When I was a kid, you wanted to watch cartoons. You had to watch cartoons in the morning. They weren't on all through the day like they are now. You didn't have the ability to just see the exact same programming all day long. It was all programming. Even later in the day, if you were watching something the babysitter or your parents had on or something, there was still programming in there because they knew kids were around. They were still trying to sell cereal and bullshit to get kids to buy it. And they would always show what was in the cereal in the commercial, right? Buy this cereal, get this thing. And that jumped their sales. That was all marketing. They marketed to the kid, and the kid would hound the mom, and the mom would buy the cereal. Kind of changed from the first sentence I said, but that's just how it is. Are you doing exactly what you want to be doing? If what you want to be doing is holding that phone in your hand and watching other people, you're not really participating in that, are you? I mean, maybe you are. Maybe you're looking to be part of something. Maybe you're looking for motivation. Maybe you're looking for a product. I sell lots of product. I don't really show product on these videos though, so if you're watching these, it's probably not product you're looking for. Maybe you buy my product, you like my product, you wanted to see what we were about, and maybe you're thinking about starting a business. Maybe you have a business, so you're looking to see how I've been around for 35 years. There's definitely a lot better people to listen to than me, but you're here with me, so thank you for that. I don't know what it is you're looking to get out of this. Leave me a comment and let me know why you watch my videos. If you get anything out of them, tag a friend in this. Show this video. More importantly, save. There's a little save button usually. Save the video. That helps our algorithm. If there's anything of value, send it to a couple friends. I watch videos. I don't really watch them. We say that, right? We say things that don't mean what they used to mean. I watch videos all day long. I don't. I play videos all day long in my earbuds while I'm doing other tasks. And when I see something that, that makes sense, right? Or that's exactly what I thought. And here's this other guy saying it, and it kind of affirms that it might be correct, right? Or there's a bunch of other people. You're not alone. You think the same thing, or you want to do the same thing. And I send it to people. There's a video came up yesterday. It was a Trump speech. And really what it was a compilation of a bunch of his speeches. I'd never really paid any attention to things he had said business-wise in the past. And that's what it was, really. He was talking at some, dinner or seminar or lecture or something. So many people paid probably a lot of money to be there. And he had said a few things, and I immediately sent it to somebody. And I go, hey, listen to this video, and then tell me what part is most important to you out of it. And my buddy, BJ, got right back to me afterwards, and he goes, momentum, the old man. And that's exactly the part I heard. It's just a trip that you have a few people around you that are moving forward and want to see you succeed, and they as well want to succeed. And then you have more people around you that will pretend they want to see you succeed, and as soon as you turn your back or you're not there, they're not really what they're pretending to be. They almost, many of them even want to see you fail. And it's not so much, there are those that do just hope you fail, but it's more that if you succeed, they have to work harder. They're complacent and they are exactly where they want to be. You need to be away from those people. You can occasionally talk to them. But if you have a person in your life, and a lot of people think, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were like, my mom and my sister are against everything that we are for and the way we raise our child. And I said, where are they? And one's 2 hours away and one's a state away. I'm like, well then, if they bother you, just block them temporarily. Remove them from your presence, remove them from your thoughts. It's just like social media. If you see somebody that bothers you or somebody you don't like, why do you continue to see them? You can just push a button and see nothing of them. You won't even see a comment. You could be on a mutual friend's, site or page and still communicate with your mutual friend and never see anything of this guy again. See, that's the problem. Instead of that, you've been conditioned, and that's part of social media. That's the government. If you see something, say something, right? The campaigns are all the same. They just do it under a different guise. They still use the same techniques. If you see something, say something. If you see this person, turn them in. If you know of a crime, report it. If you know an unvaccinated, report. Like, that's coming. It's happening all over the world right now. Watch what's happening in Australia. Watch what's happening in Canada. It's starting to happen in different cities. It's starting to happen in different states in the United States. Be aware so that you are not surprised. But they drip it to you. They drip IV it to you a little at a time, a little bit of heroin, right? And they get you conditioned to it. They do it through movies. You'll see years worth of movies about these things, and then all of a sudden it'll happen. It's already programmed in your head. You know the playbook. I've seen this somewhere before. That's right, you have. That's why you're not pulling people from the castle and cutting their heads off, because you have slowly been conditioned that this is what's going to happen, and you've accepted it without even realizing you've accepted it. And that's everything in life. Rather than push a button and be away from people you don't like, instead, they have conditioned you to want to tell on them and come back to them. Look at the people. I don't know how long you've been following my social media. I've had it for 14, 15 years. There's 2,600 videos on YouTube. If you go back, especially the older videos, you will see people saying horrible shit on the videos. Horrible shit. Like, they're going to rape my children, right? They say those things. They're going to rape my wife. They're going to kill my kids. I would just block those people, and they would make brand new accounts with the same little avatar picture to say the exact same thing. Ignore them, block them, right? I would highlight them because it rallied the troops, right? People kept coming back because they wanted to see what was going to be next. But if you just could remove your irritations from life, how much more time would you have to do the things that you like to do rather than the things that you are doing without even really thinking about it, right? But that's not what they want. They want you to keep divided. They want to keep putting you into smaller and smaller groups and categories. And that keeps you from succeeding. It's almost as though they're not worried about you failing. They don't want you to succeed more than they want you to fail. It keeps you further distanced from them. What if it is so simple as that there are a few madmen in the world, and this is just a game, right? They have so much money that they come together like in a movie. All the villains come together and they're like, I'm going to tell them they can't go outside for a year. And then another dude's like, well, I'm going to up that. I'm going to tell them they can't go outside, they can't drive, and they're not allowed to go to the grocery store anymore. And the next dude's like, well, I'm just gonna incinerate a whole city with a laser ray, right? And they just keep getting crazier and crazier. And it's, what if it is really just some game where they bet, and then the guy who actually comes through and is able to pull off his evil scheme, he wins, 5 billion of the other guy's money. What if it is that simple? Do you know how World War II started? The Kaiser and the people involved in that, Germany, Russia. Do you know those were relatives, right? They grew up together. They were kids that used to play together. They were cousins. Do you know that? Every war has been started and manipulated and ran by people who were mad at each other. It didn't have to even involve each other. And if they had just kept each other at distance and gone on succeeding, there wouldn't have been any wars. The United States has been in war longer than it's ever not been in war. It's been in war, what is it, 90% of the United States' existence, we have been at war with someone, because it's good for madmen's money. Imagine if the madmen, why don't we have a cure for cancer? Why don't you have a vehicle that runs 100 miles on a gallon of gas? Why don't you have all the things they have convinced you that you need, right? Why don't we put our energy and effort into positive instead of negative? Think about what's on Facebook. Think about what's on Instagram. Most of it's negative shit. Imagine if you didn't think about negative shit all the time. Imagine if the last 2 years you weren't worried about some shit that also didn't happen to you, and instead, there's a little dead frog here. The weather is so warm that the frogs have come back out. I killed mosquitoes in the garage yesterday, and there was a brown recluse spider back out. A couple weeks before that, we had frost and freeze. Today, well, yesterday we had like 65-degree weather. It's chilly. That's why I got on my new Katanica hoodie. Thank you guys. Merry Christmas, Katanica. And Amanda bought this for me, by the way. They did not send me this one. And we're supposed to have possibly negative 16-degree temperature come this weekend. That's a hell of a spike. All my trees are putting on leaves. They're putting on flowers like they did last year. So they're trying to fruit, and then it's going to freeze, and it's going to sack them out. We actually lost 5 of our best trees on the property. Fell dead, like they're not even here anymore, because they came back, started flowering, and then died again. We didn't get anything for fruit last year. What if that's by design? What if there is some crazy person that's like, let's control their flow of food? How do you control a man? You control him through his stomach. Who said that? Was that Kissinger said that? Things happen, and when other people tell you, history, right? Why do they keep you focused on the past instead of telling you what you can do? That's something that I'd heard somebody say yesterday. Why don't we teach kids how to balance a checkbook? That's nowhere in their curriculum to this day. We don't teach them the worries of credit. We don't teach them how to use credit and the evils as well of credit. We don't teach them how to balance a checkbook, but we keep them focused on the wars we fought and how we conquer and how we just go and take places over, right? We don't tell them to earn things. We tell them and condition them through history to take things. Why is that? Because that's what they need you to do. The school system, as a government system, started in Prussia, pre-World War II. Prussia. If you don't know about that, check it out. History there again, right? Mad Men's Wars. And war is good for my business. Stop and think about that. What are you being conditioned to watch? What are your eyes being distracted by? And what could you do with the time if you were just programmed or started the day in some positive manner? And you started the day with, I need to have these tasks done. And for doing these tasks, it allows me to do these other set of things. And for doing these other set of things and accomplishing those, I am rewarded with this, whatever the reward is. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. But if you're conditioned to do things in a positive manner through the day, how much different would your day be? We'll go in here and make my day different. I hope you guys have a great day. Leave me some comments, leave me some messages. If there's anything in here, if you have just thought some thought that I said, if you've had at some point some conversation with a friend you haven't talked to in a while, send this to the friend. They will remember the conversation, and maybe it'll put their day on a different path. It is that simple. It really is that simple. You've just been taught that it's not, and they want you to do something different than what it is best for you and your family and those around you. We'll go get some shit done here, guys.